Nobody tells you this, but learning Spanish is dangerous. You start to just try, and suddenly you're talking with your hands, your brain is thinking faster, and you're emotionally invested in people you just met 5 minutes ago. That's the thing about Spanish. You don't just learn it, it changes the way your brain works, the way you communicate, and the way you connect with people. And that's exactly what today's video is about. Because beyond being useful, Spanish does something much more interesting. Here are 10 unexpected reasons why Spanish will completely mess with you, in a good way. Reason 1. Spanish is basically a language cheat code. Learn Spanish once, and suddenly, Italian sounds like Spanish with drama. Portuguese sounds like Spanish underwater. And French starts making suspiciously more sense. And this isn't just a joke. Mirari actually made a video comparing Romance languages side by side. And once you see them like that, it clicks immediately. They're not separate systems. They're variations of the same one. One language, 4 unlocked. Not bad for your effort to reward ratio. Reason 2. Your brain is forced into sport mode. Spanish is quick. Spanish speakers speak fast. They interrupt themselves. They finish each other's sentences. Your brain has 2 options, panic or adapt. Good news is, it adapts. Reason 3. You stop translating in your head way earlier than expected. Spanish is phonetic. What you see is what you hear, and what you hear is what you say. That's why Spanish learners often start thinking directly in Spanish way faster than other languages. No silent letters hiding like ninjas. No pronunciation jump scares. And this means less decoding, less mental friction, more fluency, faster. Reason 4. You unlock way too much content. You think you're just learning Spanish, but suddenly you're addicted to Spanish YouTube. You're emotionally attached to podcasts, and you're crying over songs you only half understand. You suddenly gain access to hundreds of millions of creators you didn't even know existed. Your algorithm gets smarter, and so do you. Reason number 5. It makes you better at communicating in any language. Spanish makes you more expressive. You gesture, you exaggerate, you use your face. Even when you go back to your native language, people are like, wow, you explain things better now. You don't just speak more languages, you communicate better, period. Reason number 6. Your confidence grows suspiciously fast. Here's the weird part. Spanish is forgiving. You can speak bad Spanish and still have great conversations. Wrong tense? Fine. Wrong gender? Still fine. Wrong word? Somehow, still fine. People still understand you and encourage you. And that early feeling of, hey, I can do this, is really motivating. Reason 7. Spanish speakers actually want you to talk. They don't correct you every second, switch to English immediately, or judge your accent. Instead, they say things like, muy bien, even when it was not very bien. Instant motivation. This is huge. Reason 8. Spanish changes your emotional range. Spanish has dramatic expressions, emotional past tenses, and phrases that don't even exist in your native language. You don't just say things anymore, you feel them. It's not just vocabulary, it's a new emotional lens. Reason 9. It's one of the highest ROI languages on earth. Let's be honest, Spanish gives you huge results for relatively little effort. Fast progress, real conversations early, and constant exposure everywhere. You work a little, you get a lot. Your brain approves and asks for more. And finally, reason 10. You don't need to be good to enjoy it. This might be the best reason of all. You can enjoy Spanish early on, with basic sentences, with simple conversations, and with partial understanding. You don't need mastery to feel the reward, and that's exactly why many people stick to it. So yes, learn Spanish. Not because it's useful, even though it is, and not because it's popular, although it is, but because it rewires your brain, boosts your confidence, and makes life more dramatic. And if you're curious to zoom out a bit, we actually published a video ranking the 10 most useful languages to learn based on real-world impact, logic, and practicality. Spanish came in second for all the sensible, grown-up reasons. So, if you want to see how Spanish compares to other major languages, and which ones might make sense after it, go watch that video next. I'll see you there.